You won't believe your eyes, this bike literally changes color when it's in motion. Rainbow. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary sports bike, sleek, aerodynamic, and shining under the sunlight. But the moment the rider twists the throttle, the magic begins. The silver turns into electric blue, the blue morphs into fiery red, and the red glows like molten gold. It's like watching speed itself transform into color. But how? How can a machine made of metal and paint behave like a living, breathing chameleon? This isn't CGI. This isn't a trick of light. This is real technology, engineered with precision and imagination that borders on science fiction. The secret lies in something called thermochromic and photochromic paint technology, the same science that allows some sunglasses to darken under sunlight. But here, the concept is pushed to its extreme. Every inch of this bike's body is coated with a special layer of microscopic particles that react to heat, air pressure, and UV light. When the bike accelerates, the surface temperature rises rapidly. The molecular structure of the coating shifts, changing the way light reflects off it. The faster it goes, the more dramatic the color shift becomes. Imagine this: a rider speeds through the highway at 120 km per hour, and as the air resistance heats the surface, the once calm black body of the bike turns into a glowing gradient of orange and red, like a flame cutting through the wind. Slow down, and it cools back to blue. But this transformation isn't just about looks. Engineers say it can actually serve a purpose. The color shift can be used to indicate temperature thresholds, engine stress, or even aerodynamic flow visualization. That means the paint itself becomes a sensor, giving riders visual feedback that no dashboard ever could. This innovation first came out of experimental automotive research labs in Japan and Germany, where scientists were trying to make military vehicles blend into their surroundings. But soon, custom bike builders saw an opportunity to turn that tech into art. And that's how this one-of-a-kind machine was born, a prototype known among enthusiasts as the Chroma Rider. Each layer of its paint is applied in a sealed temperature-controlled environment. It takes over 400 hours of precise work and costs more than most mid-range cars. The base layer acts as a conductor, while the outer film is embedded with nano-capsules filled with reactive pigments. When they sense motion, vibration, or a shift in temperature, the pigments rearrange themselves, almost like pixels on a living screen. Some people call it the bike of the future, others call it the living beast, because under sunlight, it looks like it's breathing colors. And here's something even more fascinating: the effect changes depending on time of day and weather. Under the afternoon sun, it shimmers in metallic gold and violet hues. At night, the pigments relax, and the body glows faintly under UV-sensitive lines, almost like neon veins pulsing through the bike's frame. When you see it racing through the streets, you can't help but stare. It's not just speed you're seeing, it's science, art, and engineering merged into one stunning illusion. But there's a hidden story behind this invention, one that's even more emotional than the tech itself. The creator of this color-changing masterpiece, Kenji Morita, wasn't always a designer. He was a painter, an artist who lost his ability to see color after an accident during his youth. For years, his world faded into dull grays. But he never gave up on his love for hues and light. He began studying how temperature affects pigments, hoping to feel color through movement. And that's when he discovered a formula that would change his life, a special chemical blend that reacted to heat in complex gradients. He couldn't see the colors anymore, but he could feel the changes through texture and heat sensitivity. With a team of engineers, he brought his dream to life, a bike that showed color through emotion and energy instead of paint alone. Today, his creation travels the world, showcased at international auto shows and private exhibitions. Every time it starts, every time it changes shades, it's a reminder that even when one sense is lost, human creativity can build something that transcends imagination. But what happens when this color-changing technology meets real-world challenges? The answer: it shines even brighter. During a live demonstration in Tokyo, engineers tested the Chroma Rider in different conditions: rain, snow, and scorching sunlight. And every single time, the bike responded differently. In rain, the pigments became softer, creating smooth pastel-like transitions. In sunlight, the colors burst with intensity. Under cold temperatures, it turned into shades of deep blue and violet, like the bike was wearing winter armor. Spectators were mesmerized. Some even said it felt like watching the northern lights trapped inside a motorcycle. But behind the visual spectacle lies a deeper question. Could this technology redefine what vehicles look like in the future? Imagine police bikes that change color based on pursuit mode, or delivery bikes that shift tone according to battery charge. Even racing bikes could use color data to analyze performance in real time. What began as art might soon become a revolution in transportation design. Still, this technology isn't cheap. The paint costs nearly $10,000 per liter and requires special maintenance. A single scratch can disturb the nanostructure, creating uneven reactions. So, every inch must be treated with precision, polished under infrared light, sealed with a custom resin that maintains molecular stability. Yet, for those who've seen it up close, every penny is worth it. Because when the bike moves, it doesn't just move, it dances with the wind. Under high-speed cameras, scientists captured something truly surreal. The color waves flow across the bike like ripples of water, starting from the front fairing and traveling to the tail in less than 0.5 seconds. It's as if the bike itself has veins that pulse with speed. And when it stops, the color slowly fades, breathing out the heat it absorbed. The surface cools, returning to its original metallic silver. A perfect circle of transformation, life, motion, and stillness. Now here's the part that will give you chills. During the final showcase in Osaka, as the audience cheered for the bike, Kenji stood quietly in the corner. Someone asked him how it felt to see his dream come alive when he couldn't even perceive the colors himself. He smiled and said softly, "Greater than, I can't see it, but I can feel it. Every time the bike changes color, I know it's alive. And that's enough." Those words became the soul of the Chroma Rider project, proof that innovation doesn't just come from sight, but from vision. As the event ended, the lights dimmed. The bike sat under a spotlight, motionless, silent. Then, as the temperature around it began to drop, a slow transformation began once more. The red softened to purple, purple to blue, and finally to silver, as if the bike was taking a final breath before resting. That moment wasn't just the end of a demo. It was the story of a man who couldn't see colors but gave them life in the most breathtaking way possible. So next time you see a bike racing down the street, flashing colors like living fire, remember, behind every shade lies a story of passion, persistence, and the power of imagination. Because sometimes, technology isn't just about machines. It's about the human heart that dares to dream beyond what eyes can see. Clapperboard fade out with emotional background music and the bike's reflection glowing softly under the moonlight.